Hi there, this is Mrs. Hall, and I wanted to show you how you could use Kami to write on your PDF homework. This works for any class that has a PDF for an assignment. I am in Google Classroom right now, and I'm under Classwork. I have an assignment here called Homework 2 Equivalent Fractions A. If I click on that, and then here is the PDF. I'll click on the PDF. And now I would like to open with Kami, K-A-M-I, Kami. Most students will find that here at the top of the page. If they clicked on the arrow, they would see Kami under there. Mine happens to be over here on the side right now. Open with Kami. And now what's going to happen is that Kami is going to ask me some questions because it wants access to my drive. Authorize Google Drive. And then you sign in with your school account. It's going to ask you some questions here. Yes, I'm going to allow you to be part of my drive. I am a K through 12 school student. I am a student. And finish. That's what you need to do to be able to work with Kami. Continue. This is what it looks like when you're in Kami. I have a drawing tool. It can change the font size. I can change the color. Try to not use black or red because the black blends in really well with what's already there, and the red I like to use for correcting. So if you could use another color to work with, I would click on the draw tool. And here we are writing two fractions that are equivalent to the given fraction. I know that I could reduce this fraction by dividing both the numerator and the denominator by 2. I've got to divide by the same number. 4 divided by 2 is 2, and 10 divided by 2 is 5. There's one of my answers. Now I need to, it's going to ask me to make a copy. Now I need to create another equivalent fraction, so I'm going to be using the original, 4/10. What else could I do to 4/10 to have an equivalent fraction? I could also multiply by a number to the numerator. I'm going to use 3, and whatever I do to the numerator, I've got to do the same thing to the denominator. 4 times 3 is 12, and 10 times 3 is 30. Now I have two equivalent fractions. I can divide by the same number to the numerator and denominator, and I can multiply by the same number to the numerator and denominator. Next, it says to write the fraction in simplest form. I need to reduce 18/27. I'm looking for the greatest number able to be divided out of 18 and 27. The largest number would be 9. I could divide 18 by 9. And I also need to divide 27 by 9. You do not need to show all of this work when you're doing your work. Sometimes you need to show work, sometimes you don't. At this point right now, I think that you can just reduce the fraction, but I wanted to show you exactly how I was doing that. 18 divided by 9 is 2. 27 divided by 9 is 3. 2 and 3 have nothing in common. They're both prime. That will be my final answer, 2/3. 48 over 80. Let's say you're not sure if it's the biggest number. Let's try that. They're both even, and I could cut them in half. Half of 48, half of 4, half of 8, half of 48 would be 24. And then half of 80 is 40. And at this point, I see that dividing by 2 is not enough. I still have numbers that can be reduced. If I could think of the greatest common factor right now to divide out, then I can do it in one step. But maybe I have to do it in a couple more steps. Maybe I think that 4 is the greatest number. I am going to go with 8. 24 divided by 8. And 40 divided by 8. 24 divided by 8 is 3. And 40 divided by 8 is 5. 3/5 would be my final answer. And then you see that there is a review of integers down here, some decimals. All right, now let's say that I want to turn this assignment in. First, I want to make sure that everything's saved. So I check the little 3.5 floppy here. It says 2 unsaved changes. I'm going to push save now. All right. I can also go over here where it says download. And right now it is marked with the blue around with annotations. Here's the original, but I don't want the original. I want to turn in my annotations. So I want to make sure that it is highlighted. And I don't want it to go to my computer. I want it to go to my drive so that I can upload it from my drive into Google Classroom. So Google Drive, and then begin export. The file has successfully saved to my drive. I'm going to go over to Google Classroom. And here is the assignment that I just worked on. I'm going to click View Assignment. And then I need to come in here and I need to find that assignment. Sometimes it's sitting here and other times I have to go and get that assignment. Add or create. So I click the plus sign and here is Google Drive. I'm going to go in my drive. Now it was the most recent thing that I worked on. And so it could be that right there in my drive. I want you to notice that it does have Kami uploads. And so I could look in my uploads and see that that is there. Here is the Kami export. I'm going to click on that one. I'm going to insert it. And before I turn it in, I'd like to check to make sure that it is the right assignment. I click on it and I can see that my annotations are on that assignment. And now I'm ready to turn it in. So I turn in my assignment. Okay, I hope that helps. You can see now that Kami is very easy to use. Again, it can be used for all classes. I know that other classrooms are using it in science and on your Springboard. I just wanted to show you how to use Kami and how easy it was to use it and then to be able to upload it into your Google Classroom. I hope that this helps.